Hey friends, it's Jasmine, and I hope that you all are doing well. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am a witchy content creator here on YouTube and several other platforms as well. So make sure to check out all of my links down below in the description if you would like to follow me on other platforms. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and supporting the channel and my work. In today's video, we are going to be finishing a year-long project that we have been working on, which is the Cosmic Witch, or the Cosmic Witchcraft sort of project, where starting at the astrological new year, when the sun enters the first degree of Aries, every single astrological season I have made 2 videos for. 2. One explaining the astrological season of each zodiac, and how we can use that as witches, and the other video demonstrating some sort of working to pull that zodiac into our craft and weave the stars and those alignments of the celestial season into our practice. While planetary magic and astrology is huge for me, I sometimes struggle with some consistency. So I really appreciate all of you for kind of holding me accountable and pushing me to make this content, because it is content that I want to have out there. I think that it needs to be more accessible. Some of this astrology stuff sometimes can be so ceremonial and overwhelming. You know, there's this joke that astrology really is kind of like the mathematics of the occult world. And, you know, there's a ton of content out there about learning basics of astrology. I was trying to kind of present in this project how we can use the celestial seasons of each zodiac in our practice. So whether that's mirrored by the sun on the solar seasons or the moon in the lunar seasons, because all of this information in this series can be harnessed for, you know, your solar aspect or your lunar aspect. And what I mean by that is, per the sun, like, these are calendar times of year. But per the moon, you could theoretically weave this into your Esbat workings. In today's video, I really want to talk about a Piscean working. So I already have released Pisces, everything you need to know about Pisces season. So I'm not going to go into specifics about Pisces in this video, but to kind of highlight some key features, Pisces represents the 12th house within a natal wheel, which is the house of death and religion and dreams and psychic abilities. In modern astrology, Pisces' ruling planet is Neptune, which rules dreams and our astral realms. For those of you who watch some of my book reviews, you might remember this book that I'm going to be speaking from, and that would be the Emergent Magic book, Rebuilding Our Tribes Through Ritual and Meaning. This is what the book looks like. So I already reviewed this book on my channel before. A little bit of background about this book. I was at a local festival and my friend is friends with the author. And I was able to sneak away from my like psychic reading tent for a little bit and hang out with my friend for a few. And she wanted to introduce me to one of the authors of this book. And so I actually got to meet the author and I was offered a copy of this book, which I paid for, because support your local authors always. I read this book and I already have a like full review of it up on my channel already. However, I wanted to tie in part of this book to our Piscean, Neptunian, 12th house sort of magic for the ending of this project. Now, this book does have like some very, very high and very, very low reviews, and I encourage you to kind of form your own opinion about it. But I think for me, the highlight of this book would be where it talks about the Citadel. Also, are you loving these earrings? A friend got these for me from a local crafter, which I'm spacing on the crafter. So friend, if you're watching, please comment down below where these earrings came from. I adore these so much. I think they're green adventurine and snake vertebrae. And those of you who know me know how much I love snakes. I just love these. And I couldn't be bothered with my hair today, and I'm not going to apologize for it. So that's why we have it up, because there are some days where I can't, and I don't want to, and I won't, and I'm not. So now I'm going to read to you a little bit of the Citadel from the Emergent Magic book. While solitary magic can only get you so far, every magus needs a strong foundation. We guarantee that if you practice the exercises in Liber F, things will get weird. More than one magus has fallen to addiction, depression, and paranoia, disassociation, and zealotry. The creation of a citadel gives a safe place for a magus to retreat to when needing calm and safe space from which to push their magic further. It may help to think of your citadel as a virtual space within the fluid of the universal consciousness. Set aside time every day to visualize your citadel. The process of making a citadel is similar to practicing the method of loci, mind palace. In fact, your citadel should help enhance your memory as well. Start by opening the door. It should be solid and impregnable. Every detail should be accounted for, from the construction materials used to the decorations. Imagine walking through the halls and the chambers. What patterns are on the floor? What colors are on the walls? It should include your personal temple space. Make sure to include magical implements. It should have a copy of your drum or wand if you use those things in the physical world, and it can include tools and items that have no counterpart in the physical world, or take a different form. For example, your dog within the citadel could be a giant wolf. Your knife could be a shining sword. Make sure to engage all of your senses when building your citadel. It should have temperature, scent, sound, and weight. Spend at least 15 minutes every day building your citadel, and after you have completed the temple space, practice your centering and grounding rituals within the citadel. You should not be watching yourself perform the ritual, but instead seeing your visualized surroundings from your own viewpoint. Hear the timbre in your voice as it echoes off the walls. Feel the floor under your feet. Feel the heat from the flaming symbols you carve in the air. And once you complete the full ritual, without being distracted, your citadel is ready. Many magi spend their entire lives adding to and changing or just meditating in their citadel. Take care that it remains a refuge and not a self-imposed prison. Some magic must be performed in the physical world to be effective. So that's just a small snippet from this book, Emergent Magic. But I wanted to read that to you all because when thinking about Piscean magic or Neptunian magic, we are thinking of the astral and we are thinking of our dreamscape. We are thinking of astral travel. We are thinking of flight. We are thinking of enhancing our psychic abilities. We are thinking of honing in the siren song of our soul. And so I think that this idea of a citadel is very well put in this book. And the mind palace or the citadel or the astral temple is a concept that was not new to me prior to reading this book. It's something that I myself have worked with in my practice, but I will say that I think that this book did a really good job of putting that practice actually into words, because words are hard sometimes, and it's hard to describe things of experience. For example, I can write a book about a ritual, right? Like I could write an entire ritual book about, let's say, how to summon the devil or how to work with spirits or how to contact the Dark Mother. I could write a book about being a deva of the gods and, being a literal conduit of arcane energy. But all of that is just textual and it's just writing, and you can't really write the inner mysteries. I feel like even if you tried, because the inner mysteries come from experience, so they can't really be learned from a book. You can learn the blueprint from a book, and I think that the authors here did a good job of kind of outlining this kind of complex subject, which is a mind palace or a citadel. And going back to our theme of the Piscean or Neptunian sort of craft, we're thinking about working in the astral. So for those of you witches especially who maybe are not out, right, in public, or maybe who can't necessarily have a physical altar, or maybe who can't have like a witchy room that so many of us strive to have, and are fortunate if we're able to. The Mind Palace, or the Citadel, as it's referenced in this book, I think is such a valuable tool. And it's something that you will build on your own if you haven't already. I know that for myself, this is something that I was doing even as a child where, you know, not to like trauma dump or be too TMI, but my childhood was a little rough. And in times of like panic or fear or, you know, discombobulation, however you want to call it, I would go within. I would find a safe space within myself. And that's something that I have done as a survivor of childhood domestic violence and other things that I've always just kind of naturally, intuitively done. And so it really wasn't until reading this book that I saw that other people were doing this as well from a magical standpoint. I had, you know, some mental health therapy, and in that therapy, a similar concept, but more from the psychological paradigm, was presented. And that felt very confirmational as well, but it was cool to see another magical practitioner really put this into words. My advice is, if you are thinking about weaving some kind of Neptunian dreamscape or some sort of Piscean craft, and you're feeling uninspired, I would recommend looking into your mind palace, your own personal temple that you can create within yourself, within your soul. So it could be something in the astral, in the sense where you fly out or you astral project to that place. But it also can be an inner landscape within your own mind that you can retreat to. Both methods are completely valid, and it's kind of up to you on how you want to experience that. But I do think that the benefit of having a mind palace or a citadel would be that you can do spell work and create real manifestation in your conscious reality from your citadel. You can also pact with spirits, meet spirits. You could theoretically meet other practitioners as well. And I think this is a concept that we don't have a lot of conversations about online, and that we should have more of. I know that it's heavily based in your own personal UPG, and I think that UPG has kind of become like a scary buzzword. But if you are actively practicing your craft, you are going to create UPG. And that UPG, that unverified personal gnosis, should in a way kind of be helping you build your own solitary practice. And if other people are experiencing the same gnosis, that's kind of how it becomes verified. For those of you who follow my live streams, I recently had Madame Fortune on my channel, and we were having an infernal chat. I highly recommend that you go check out that live stream. I had so much fun speaking with them about the Infernal Divine, and I am so looking forward to their book, See You in Hell, which is so funny that that's the label of the book, because that's what we say at the end of all these videos. And See You in Hell is going to be basically the geography of hell, I believe. So I am so excited to see this book that they are coming out with, I believe in May. Have you ever heard of a citadel or a mind palace? Have you read Emergent Magic? What are your thoughts on this book? And how do you feel about the concept of working within a citadel, a mind palace, whether it be externally in the astral or internally in your mind or soul. What does that mean to you? And is that something that you think that you would like to practice? Is that something that you would like to see me make more content about? Please let me know. I love hearing your guys' suggestions. And yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this video. But thank you all so much again for encouraging me to finish with this project. I really, really appreciate it. And I love this community that we are building here on my channel. I love watching all of the comments and reading all of them and interacting with you all. And, you know, I know that we recently hit like, I think over 3,000 subscribers. And to be quite honest with you, like the subscriber count is cool, but it's the engagement to me that keeps me motivated. The comments, the shares, the discussions really keeps me motivated to continue to make content. And I appreciate all of your support here on YouTube and all the support on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. So thank you again. Please make sure that you check out all of my links down below. And yeah, until next time, blessed be, and I will see you in hell. Oh, also nail cam. I just got these done. They're like nude. It's kind of giving like vampire monster nude, which I'm living for. And I have a tattoo appointment actually coming up, and I'm hoping to get like a horned moon tattooed right here, because the horned moon is like our solar court coven symbol. So I really want to get that tattooed. Anyway, nail cam, yes. Love you all.